Brent was up here, he called
Jackson a foundational player, I think is what he mentioned. How important was it to add him, not only for what he is as a player, but the way that he helped build this class offensively and as early as he committed to y'all?
Yeah, it was critical, and he's a young man that has great vision and understanding of his impact and what he can do with the class and was able to do it. So incredibly appreciative of him and the family.
With the way that this season played out, obviously not what y'all would have wanted, was that even more important to have a guy like that in that kind of prominent position to help keep things together?
I mean, without a doubt, just he's been so strong, so good, so loyal, been about his business, and he's at some point he's going to be the face of Oklahoma, which is exciting.
Eric Bailey?
Jeff, was there a position of need that you really looked at and said we probably need to go a little heavy here, or was it across the board?
It was across the board. With our 10 guys that we signed today, feel really, really good, addressing needs, and signed some really, really good players, and excited about every one of them, but signed some great people. And I think that's probably what I'm as excited about as anything. Is we've got really, really talented players on board that signed, but we've got guys that are going to be bought into how we operate, and so that's exciting.
I mentioned the versatility of some of these recruits. When you look at someone like a Cade McIntyre, who tight end versus linebacker, what's those conversations like when you're deciding during the recruiting process? You may work here, you may work there, or you pick.
Cade was a guy that from the get-go was interested in playing offense, and we thought he was going to be a great fit for us and got a great skill set. Tough, athletic, and guy that we can do a lot with, so he's going to fit really well.
Barry?
Jeff, you've coached in the SEC. Now you're recruiting for a school headed to the SEC.
Yep.
How much did that impact the SEC brand? Impact what you guys did this year and the reception you received?
Yeah, I think it's a big deal. I really do. Obviously, as we're moving into that league, guys understanding that playing in that league is a little different. So got guys that are incredibly excited about it, and I think it helps our sell.
Justin Martinez?
Hey Jeff, I want to ask you about Austin Stogner. Just what interactions, if any, did you have with him when you first got here, and just what's he going to bring to the table having him back now?
Actually the first day I was on campus, sat with Stog in my office and had a conversation. He just decided to make the change, but could not be more excited about him. Obviously, we can talk about Stog. Okay, good. Perfect. But fired up about him. He's coming back. He loves Oklahoma, and excited about the year he's going to have. He's a huge piece.
James?
Jeff, your wide receiver class, it's been really crazy. You guys first got here, you lost a class. Then you lose a decommitment, but you end up with two really good guys in this class. Talk about those two guys and the fact they hung in with you and what it means to you.
I love these two guys and what they can do on the perimeter. To me, you look at size-speed ratio for both these guys, and it's elite. Incredible ball skills and great toughness. Can be combo guys and be able to move all over the field, but love these two receivers that we got with Keon and Jaquez. So it'll be fun with them.
Jeff, you talked a lot about Jackson as a leader and as a person, as a player. You've been recruiting him for years and years. What's it been like, what first caught your attention? What's it been like seeing him evolve and develop during the last couple of months?
Yeah, I think the very first thing was just how effortless he can spin the football. It comes off his hand incredibly smooth. And then his athletic ability that really it got showcased in the playoffs for him this year, but he can do so much. I think that's the biggest thing is we're going to put him in positions of success, but I don't think there's anything that he can't be really, really good at. So got this incredible skill set. The leadership obviously is first class. So, again, just couldn't be more excited about him.
Just wanted to ask you about your running backs with Dalen and Caleb. Just what do they bring to the table, and especially looking to next year with that running back room, it being really young. What do they add to the table?
real similar to what I was talking about with the receivers, size-speed ratio. These are guys that are put together. They can really, really run. We want speed. That's going to be a huge part of how we recruit moving forward. And these two guys can run. They're big. They're physical. When you get on Hollywood, you realize how big he is with Dalen and how big he's got a chance to be. And then you see Caleb in person, and just a thick, strong-bodied dude that can get in the open field and go score. So, again, both these guys got a chance to be special and are great people.
Josh Bates,
Yeah.
can you talk about, Venables talked about how he's been with y'all
Yeah.
since day one in August 2021. Can you talk about him as a center or offensive lineman, interior guy?
Yeah.
And I guess just his mental capacity, because y'all's offense takes a lot of that to play the center position.
Yeah, so I get here, Josh is committed already, and he's been incredible. His family's been incredible, but I think the thing that's really unique about him is I've been here, about a month, and Josh sends me a text of him watching tape and kind of the breakdown of our offense and how we had operated at Ole Miss. And so this dude's sitting in the film room at the house and just watching ball nonstop. So he's a junkie. He's ate up with it, and a great addition.
John Hooper.
Yeah, Jeff, do you, the latest, the current breakdown, I should say, is 14 on defense, 10 on offense. That could change, I guess, one way or the other. Do you expect that will be the priority like every year with Coach Venables as the head coach? Is that something, or is that kind of just a foundational, we need this to get started in 23 kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that'll be fluid. As we continue to manage the roster and know where we got to create depth and address needs, I think that'll be fluid every single year, depending on where we're at number-wise.
You talked about Jackson and his ability to spin it. You can see these things when you watch his highlights, when you watch his film. What is it about him that you can't see, that fans can't see, that they need to know about him?
He walks into a room and can own a room. I think he makes everybody around him better all the time, and he's going to be a guy that's the first one in, last one to leave. So those are things that are going to be immediate impact for us. Just, again, could not be more excited, more proud to have the opportunity to coach him, and he's been awesome from a recruitment standpoint.
Second row, Mason Young.
Yeah, Jeff, you also got Heath and Caden Green on the offensive line. What do you like about those two guys and what they bring to the room?
Yeah, I think both those guys create some position flexibility. Caden, obviously, as highly recruited as there is in the O-line, can do a lot of different things, but just a massive guy that knows how to play tough and mean and physical and is incredibly athletic. I think Heath, his best ball is ahead. I think he's got a chance to really develop into a special player and again, have some position flexibility.
And with the two receivers you got, I wanted to ask you about LaDamian. How big was his ability to build relationships with those guys and bringing them in?
Yeah, LD has done a phenomenal job with those two guys and continues to do a great job recruiting, really tied in and dialed in with a bunch of these young guys, and then a guy that's just working at it, constantly, and did a great job with those two.
Second row, far right side, Ryan Chapman.
Logan, one we haven't hit on. What do you see from him as far as a guy that kind of making that transition, tight end, moving on in?
Yeah, he's a real tackle. He is a real tackle body. He's got great length. He's got great athleticism. And again, a guy that I was talking about, Heath, but Logan, his best ball is ahead. He's played O-line for 1 year, and it's a guy that's got a chance to be an elite tackle. So excited about him.
Back to Derek Bailey.
You mentioned Caden just a second ago. Can you talk a little bit about the recruiting process and Coach Mosey too? Your relationship with Coach. Did you know him for a lot from when you were here?
I didn't have gotten to know him really, really well. Unbelievable coach. Has done an unbelievable job with that program. Obviously getting to the state championship this year and leading the way on that. But Caden's been incredibly solid. He's been great. And the recruitment with Caden has been fun because, again, he's this incredible talent, but he's an incredible guy and got a great family. So, again, just we signed great players that are great people, and we're excited about them.
Barry.
Yeah, Jeff, I realize nobody but me is going to ask your opinion of this, but is the calendar just madness? I mean, you guys are getting ready for a bowl game. 2 years from now, we're going to be a lot of teams playing in the middle of a playoff.
Yeah.
Coaching staffs have changed.
Yeah.
The portal's out of control.
Yeah.
And, oh yeah, we dropped signing day right in the middle of it. If you're in charge, what would you do to fix the calendar?
You know, I think the biggest thing for us from a calendar standpoint is there's a ton going on. I think changing the calendar, what would really help is more contact period, which seems insane, but the fact that we can't have true face-to-face contact with these kids on their campus until we get to December is strange to me. But those are the rules. That's what we'll play by, and there's a ton going on, but I'm in Oklahoma. Things are good, and appreciative and humbled to be standing here, so it's all good.
So what you're saying is, if we move the signing day to whenever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your contact, in theory, would move with it. So like
you would like to see those things match up, because we've been recruiting these kids forever, but you can't see them on campus or talk to them until December of their senior year, and these are kids that you've got great relationships with, and that part of it is strange to me how the calendar doesn't match that. But besides that, that's about it.
So, quick follow-up. When's the last time you see them at a camp in the summer?
Well, they can obviously, when they're on campus, they're here all fall for games and things like that. But again, you can't see these kids on their campus. So, go to a high school game in, October because we got an open date. Well, after the game, you can't talk to them, you can't see them, you can't talk to the parents, and these people have been on your campus 15 times. But that's again, those are the rules we'll play by.
Brandon?
Yeah, you talked about Jackson Arnold and just how he can own a room and all that type of stuff. Can you talk about his toughness, dude, and his mobility, because he doesn't shy away from contact much at all. As a roommate, I know that's going to make some fans kind of squeamish a little bit,
right.
But that's just part of his game a little bit.
It jumps off the tape. We always talk about being able to see a guy's competitive spirit on tape. You don't have to get around Jackson to know that he loves football. You can put on 10 plays and understand real quickly that this guy's ultra competitive and loves ball, and so that's what you want. It does. It jumps off the tape. His toughness, his energy, his passion, his leadership, all of it you can see in watching the tape, which is exactly what we want.
Would you recommend not ducking your shoulder into his
I would. I sure would, especially not his right one.
Last one, back to Bob.
Yeah, Jeff. Obviously, no one expected 6-6 season. So how was it tough to keep this offensive class together? And if it wasn't, were you surprised that maybe that it wasn't?
No, I'm not surprised. Again, I think said this after the Tech game, and there's been a ton of disappointment, but we're Oklahoma. We're going to play great football here. Have played great football here for a long, long time, and so Jackson was a huge piece of that. Caden Green, Josh Bates, these guys that have been committed, huge pieces to holding this class together.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.